Today's podcast might be a little bit shorter, but that might be not because we started late, but just because we have nothing to talk about.
Well, I've come up with a little
a segment?
Not so much a segment, but more so just some questions that I think, given the time of year,
Am I meant to be wearing headphones?
are suitable.
I've got a knife here.
Mm.
You played Knifey Spoony before?
Do you like it?
I do. It's pretty cool. Talk about my knife or my sword. It's pretty legit. Can you see that? He can't hear us. What's he listening to?
I'm not sure.
His finger just went in front of the camera. So yeah, this was delivered today.
What sort of knife is it?
Santoku. I don't know.
A sharp one.
The
It looks sharp.
Well, I'll read the quote. This was made by You right, Dill? Yeah, this was made by Stephen Nelson, who, if you spend any time in the Facebook forums of Lawn, he is regularly commenting on how people could and should use WaterPro.
Yes.
So he said, I'm going to make you a knife.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Thinking he probably will one day.
Yeah.
Then when was that? Tuesday? And then it's here. He delivered it today. Scared the shit out of Brandon. Dude walks in with a knife.
Hey. Yeah. He said, I feel like Jonesy back at Drake's.
And you probably can't see it, but it's got a Lawnhub logo and a WaterPro logo on it. And the original plan for this knife was to use it as a barbecue brioche bun chopper.
Oh, yes.
But I'm thinking it might be better used as a birthday cake cutter.
Yep.
So he said here, whoops. Oh, fuck off. It's made from, the handle is from a mallee tree root from the farm I grew up on north of Kadina. You need to do a staff brisket or something to do this bad boy justice. And earlier in the conversation, he said, I'm not saying that you should shave your plums with this, but you could if you wanted to. So,
wow.
I don't know what you cut paper. Is that a thing?
Cut your arm hair.
I don't know. Is this not the thing? I don't know. Do you do that? I don't. People are going to think I'm not happy. Yeah, there you go.
Wow. Yeah, you're not going to be able to get that on the camera, but
yeah. So thank you, Stephen. You want to have a shot?
No, just in case they couldn't see the embroidery or the
embroidery,
the marking.
I think acid etching
might be. That's the word.
Might be the word.
Smells like fresh linseed oil too.
That's my arm. I linseed oil my arms every morning. Okay, so what's happened since we saw each other last?
Which was yesterday.
Well, since the last podcast.
Since the last podcast. I've gotten sick.
Yeah.
Oh,
hello. Upskirts.
Upskirts.
do you think at some point you'll be ready?
Poor Dylan.
Just because we are unprofessional does not mean that you can be unprofessional.
We had our stock take sale.
Oh, fuck. That was nuts.
That went bananas.
I think that was bigger than our Black Friday sale
2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It was stupid.
Yeah. So,
which is
and I wrote it in the weekly cut, but it was a real stock take sale, not like some of these other stock take sales.
Angry. You got to just not worry.
No, I got angry because it's misleading. If you're going to do something, just fucking
stop
do
worrying
it.
about your competitors, mate.
Nah.
Eventually, you'll elevate to a place where they no longer matter. That's where I live.
Yeah, well, yes.
I just live in this happy place where I just zen out. I don't need this, right? Politely, where's my soundboard?
I can give you the soundboard and the people at home that listen to it later.
No, that's right. That's stupid. Let's just do we'll just do an average podcast.
I think they're all pretty average. But
I can just do manual soundboards anyway.
Yeah.
Hut.
We got any questions come through?
I've got YouTube open here. So Bearded Sith says, afternoon chaps. Venjum says, Clint, move your mic closer. Dylan, fix your podcast. For fuck's sake, mic closer. Cool, thanks. Now we know you guys wear pants.
Sometimes. Honestly, Clint doesn't always. That's not even a joke. Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah. Or yeah, it depends who's watching, I suppose. There would be some people out there that would anyway.
I heard a statistic this morning that 6% of Americans think that Joe Biden outdid their expectations in the debate. So there's all types out there, mate.
You have got to be joking.
So where do questions come from?
Yeah. Is there the question's not going to come into one bit now? You have to go to multiple.
I can hear from here what's happening over there, which means that. All right. Where do people usually ask questions on YouTube? And if I open Restream chat,
they'll all
it'll be in there. Oh no, Kira. This is the
should.
risk of taking time off. Is it the same password? Or did I have a user?
No, it's the same.
Jonesy, talk about something intelligent.
Wimbledon's on at the moment.
All right, next. Try again.
I know, like, I've got to give all the sports their fair share. Wimbledon's unique because they play on ryegrass.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? Yes.
Well, I also don't really care.
I know you don't, but you do.
Where's the car? There's a car.
These captures are getting ridiculous.
There's
the
a
one
car,
for our
there's a
email
car.
service, I counted 13 I had to do.
I got it wrong.
Oh, he's a bot.
Car.
Yeah, so obviously at
There's
Wimbledon,
only one car.
on their courts, they're fully ryegrass.
Yep.
I don't understand like, you know how cricket pitches are really hard and they can crack up. So Lords, for example, that's a ryegrass pitch. But I don't know the soil makeup of a tennis court, of a ryegrass tennis court. Nice. That was looking really good.
The chat is waiting for new messages.
So if anyone knows, obviously here in South Australia, we have a lot of Santa Ana tennis courts, especially is it still called Next Gen by Adelaide Oval?
Memorial Drive.
Yeah.
Next Gen's the gym, the
Yeah.
overpriced gym that you go to if you want to hang out with Adelaide's elite.
So you see Clint there on Sunday afternoons.
No, I had an argument with them. They're on the list.
They're on the list.
They are on the list. They're fucking retards. They had I had a membership there.
Yeah.
It's $1,500 a year for a gym membership.
Is that all?
It's a lot of money for some people.
Yeah, but I thought it'd be like more of like exclusive, like 10 grand.
Well, in a world where a lot of gym memberships are $400.
Well, Derrimut's at the moment at 180, pay up front, 180 for the year.
I saw a video from them the other day. They've just opened up like 3 gyms in the north. One of them is 9,000 square meters. Nuts.
They're massive, and
Yeah.
one of them is going to be open with like sauna, a pool, showers. You know, like just
I think they all have showers.
yeah. But
Hey, my knife's on Facebook. So what was I talking about?
Next Gen.
Yeah, so I had this $1,500 membership, and something changed, circumstances in my life, and so I was like, "Hey, I can't use this. Can I change it to someone else?"
Oh yeah,
Well, I was going
transfer.
to give it to a staff member who lived
Yeah.
nearby. No,
What?
like, well, that's fucked. Like, wouldn't you rather this person come and then you potentially have me as a client for the next 30 years or 50 years if I stop drinking and stop like doing stupid shit? Doesn't matter. I'm like, all right, cool. So that membership just died, and along with any chances of me ever being a member there ever.
Nice.
Ever. I do hold grudges. I hold them well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to Water Pro to Lawnhub. We haven't. Well, we talk. This is a shitty podcast. What are people watching? I can't even see. Maybe Kira not being here. Maybe Kira not being here is a problem. Afternoon all. Joel Hicks says afternoon all.
Afternoon,
I'm trying to
Joel.
find if there's any chat on Facebook. It's not even. I don't think it's live on Facebook, Dylan. It's not live on Facebook. All right. Okay. Well, I'm on Lawnhub's page and I can't see it. Oh, there it is. All good. I got it. All right.
Oh,
So
yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's there. Daniel Pittman, about time.
but the new hats are shit. Where's that audio coming from? Is that your phone?
Nah, it's Barty. I'm on.
Are you all right? We can hear ourselves from your computer. Fucking hell, Dylan.
Jesus, Dylan's earning his keep today.
Oh.
Are we good now? Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
So Daniel Pittman said, got the latest delivery. New beanie is awesome, but the new hats are shit. What hats would he be talking about?
We don't have any new hats. It's just the same hats that they have been for the last 2.5 years that I've been here.
Yeah.
The trucker hats. Well, it's hot in here. The heater just got turned back on.
No.
Oh, like degrees went up about 15 degrees in here. Was 30, now it's 45. Might have to get the rig out, Dylan. What do you think? It's far from a rig. I can guarantee you that. Yeah, Daniel. Yeah, I don't know. Those are the hats that we've sold for, well, since I've been here.
This is fucking ridiculous.
How hot it is in
It's
here.
like they're trying to cook something.
Maybe they want us to lose a bit of weight.
There's probably better ways to do it.
Yeah.
Like hide all the soft drinks and I don't know. Anyway,
Oh, he's done it again. Nah, we're good. All right.
there's no questions on Facebook and there's no questions on YouTube. Here we go. Hang on. I've got a question.
Yep.
Brad, hey lawn lovers, just about to do an NSFW application with my new nozzle upgrade kit. Best
Beautiful.
in the late afternoon if it's going to get damp overnight, or tomorrow if the lawn feels dry. Cheers.
Probably tomorrow if the lawn's going to be dry in the morning, I'd do that because we'll give much more time for it to dry on the leaf. Very important though. I'm not going to mention the individual's name, but they sent through an image of their lawn that had some very bad burning from NSFW. The nozzle selection was one of those cone nozzles. Yeah. It's really, really, really important that you do not use one of those nozzles. It really concentrates the spray. Something like the lawn upgrade nozzle kit is perfect for herbicides application. It's going to give a nice, even mist, and it's not going to over apply. Try and avoid those twist style ones, especially when using NSFW. It's okay with some fertilizers, but more importantly, the NSFW, it really needs to have that flat fan nozzle, which is what you get in the lawn upgrade kit, lawn nozzle upgrade kit. Some of the solo sprayers come factory with a flat fan nozzle. Some of them come with twist styles. Just all depends. It's really disappointing that the 414 comes with a twist style, considering the money that you spend. But yeah, it's just something that I've seen a few times this week. Just be mindful of that.
I feel like we're on the go now. Got a couple of questions. Heaters off. Windows are open. That's going to be great for your audio.
Temperature in here is really nice now, though. That's I came on real quick.
They turned that heater off when I walked in, and then turned it on when the door closed, thinking I wouldn't notice. Because I looked at there, I'm like, Jazz was up, and I was like, where's she going? And then I was like, okay, that's off. And then I checked before the podcast started, and you're right, you could feel it. It's like I should be in there and they should be in here.
Mm.
So anyway, Adam says, this is proof Kira runs a tight ship.
Yeah.
VJ, g'day. Ordered a Celebrant on Friday evening and got it delivered to Melbourne on Wednesday morning. Great work by Jonesy. Your delivery time frame has certainly improved.
Yeah, I mean, we did have a bit of there was some backlog this week.
If you ordered it on Friday, then you really probably got it later than you would have, because Friday was nuts.
Friday was ridiculous. Yeah, it was really.
We didn't ship all of the orders. That probably got shipped Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
If you're, I guess, anyone that's referring to delivery time improvements, if you bought from us during a Black Friday sale a while ago, before we kind of caught up with manufacturing and distribution and everything, you would have got some really horrible times, like weeks.
Yeah, I remember Reedy was saying that some orders were up to 3 weeks. Yeah.
That's not how things are done now. We've got the capacity to kind of handle, I don't know, double to triple what we're doing and we'd be fine. So, yeah. Thank you for the feedback. And Jonesy is amazing. Jonesy would be very likely Lawnhub's longest serving employee, I reckon. Would she be? She would be. She'd have to be.
Well, yeah, she's coming up 2 years.
Yeah. And everyone else that works for Lawnhub's been here
10 minutes.
Yeah,
so,
she was here when you all started.
Well, not when I started.
Oh, no, so you are,
Yeah,
technically.
technically, yeah. Well, you are, technically, but...
I'm not employed by Lawnhub.
Yeah. No, you're not. No, so I am.
Yeah. You, Dylan, is.
No, I was employed before Dylan.
Yeah, okay. Awkward. Trying to give you some flowers. Whatever.
Yeah.
Just rips you down.
That's okay.
Again.
No, Dylan's been on fire today. He's worked really hard.
What have you done? Because I got here and the podcast wasn't working. And like, what did you do? Did you use up all your good stuff in the morning?
Yeah, he did all his stickers for Brando. Yeah. Or for the shop. All new stickers for the shop. Replacement. So.
Oh, there you go. Well, thanks, I guess. Taylor Evans. Hey, gents. What time of year should I be applying rye? Sorry, should I be spraying rye out of buffalo? It appears each cool season from an overseed I did years ago, and I want to remove it. Also, what was the product called again?
The product is called Duke, Taylor. So you have a couple of options. You can apply it now because rye. Now I think Taylor is in SA. I could be wrong.
Taylor Evans. I don't know if you're confusing Taylor Evans with Shan Evs.
Anyway.
Here we have a mutual friend who is in South Australia, so I'm going to go with yes, they are in South Australia.
Ryegrass is still growing quite vigorously at the moment, so you could apply it now. But if you do it now, keeping in mind that you're not going to probably have as much green colour in your lawn, especially if you did oversown buffalo, even though it was a few years ago. So, yeah, the product's Duke, and you want to apply it either now or just before Reno time. Either or. You might find though that rye is quite prolific at dodging herbicide applications.
I think it took me 3 or 4.
Yeah. So you may need a follow-up application, but just be careful not to overuse Duke. So if it says in the label only used twice in a 12-month period, make sure you only keep it at twice. Otherwise, you've got to have absolutely no hope of getting rid of it. God, Dylan's had all his gold. He's had all his gold stars taken down today. But Duke, very good at what it does.
All right, there's no other questions. So that's it. Podcast finished. Did you have some questions?
Yeah, I got some questions.
Do you want
for
me to ask you?
No, I'll ask you.
Yourself?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna ask you.
Here we go.
Because everyone loves listening to you, Clint.
Okay, that's good.
You're the person that people want.
That makes me feel special.
Yeah, that's okay.
I did a podcast the other day, actually.
Yeah, I know. So I'm actually looking forward for that.
I don't know. He's had a bunch of podcasts. He said he banks them up. So
yeah, I've been listening to some of them every morning. Just something to listen to on the way to work.
That's the idea with podcasts,
That's
right?
right.
Like, fills in that gap that usually would have been consumed by the corporate media giants trying to suck your dollar.
Taylor just replied, "Do you sell Duke?" Yes, we do, and I'm pretty sure he's asking if you can collect it at Kent Town. I'm pretty sure Kent Town have it on the shelf. Ready
I'll ask
to go.
him.
Yeah. So Clint will ask. And it's a powder or it's a little granule. It's 1.3 grams per 100 square meters. I think in the application rate off the top of my head. So it's very, very, very like concentrated. That 100 grams is going to last you. It's going to last you for a very long time.
It'll last you as long as it takes to get rid of rye.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the oversow, it's one of those things.
It's fun. I've still got a little bit of rye from my oversow 4 years ago. I've still got a little bit of bent in there, but I've sprayed most of that out now. I'm finding just pulling it by hand because I can identify it a bit easier because I've only got like 30 squares out the front. So, yeah.
Yeah, ryegrass is like, what is he doing?
I don't know. It's like he's hovering over the...
Should we wait for you? How are you? Where's the audio coming out from your computer? That's you can't hear that we can hear ourselves. What's the blank look?
So it's because I'm trying to connect your mics to the stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just like doing that. So
Well,
I apologize, I'll stop.
are these all right? If these are working,
I'm just gonna sit back.
yeah. Taylor, Steve at Kentown says that they have 2 on the shelf. So it's not a fast moving product. So you'll be fine if you're heading there tomorrow at 8 o'clock or from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock. So,
Go there now, mate. We're open till 5.
Or now. So, yeah.
Are you seeing the comments or not? He can't hear us. Are you seeing the comments?
I don't know.
Adam said, "Where's the Benny Hill Show theme song when you need it?" I don't think that's this, Adam.
It's a bit like that.
Benny Hill, the good old days. Yeah, I had a funny joke about like putting rye out and like the equivalent to like some dirty joke, and then I just didn't do it because we ran out of like it kind of lost its thing.
Lost
but
its
it would have
power.
been funny. Brad, also thanks for the order recently and some savings with the discount. I bought an extra BBW for a lad at work to introduce him to the Lawnhub brand. Hopefully he'll get on it. He was well chuffed.
Love it.
Very kind of you, Brad. Thank you for helping us and him.
Oh, goodness.
So that's all of the questions. So you want to ask me some questions?
I'll ask you some questions.
This should be good. This is going to be a riot.
So, no, it's not a riot. So you and your partner, your life partner, have decided, yeah, we're going to build a home, and you want the best lawn in the street.
Yep.
What do you do if you want the best lawn in the street?
You kill everyone else's lawn.
Yep. So the house hasn't started yet. You've done all your selections. Your build date's started. Your slab's about to be dug and poured.
Yep.
What should you be thinking about at this point in the build to ensure that you have the best lawn?
My first thought was get something written in.
I don't think that was plugged in.
Have you been getting the audio? He just pulled his cord out.
You unplugged it?
Yeah,
No.
I'm pretty sure he unplugged it.
Anyway.
So I would be making in the contract that the builders can't wash paintbrushes, mix cement, or dump any waste where the lawn will go. No one will ever do that, and the builder won't agree to it probably. But nothing pisses me off more than seeing them washing paint where a lawn is going to go, or tipping rubble and dolomite where a lawn is going to go. So you could be that dickhead customer that's just, when you're building a house and people go there and watch the builder and like every day email the supervisor and say, I just noticed that there's some timber there. Can I take that to my uncle's? Like that kind of guy.
Yeah.
The guys aren't going to use it, are they? So be that guy. So irrigation, obviously, I would be making sure that I'm getting conduits underneath any areas that are going to have a path put in later. And one of the biggest pitfalls I saw back when I was working in a sand and metal yard in Newton was 19 mil poly being used as that conduit. So what you'll quite often have is a builder or a landscaper will come out and run some pipe before they do concrete, and they don't know that. They're like, well, one pipe's fine, right?
Yeah.
Like, because they haven't thought about the irrigation. So the idea is if you're going to take the water off the back of a house or the front of a house and off of a garden tap that's attached to the house, you want to take that off with a main line. So you want to come down with blue line or PVC. I don't think you're actually meant to have blue line above ground. I think that's like a plumbing code thing, but a lot of people do. And so bring that, actually, old mate Zoobs from Plumberfire would be watching the podcast intently while he's running around shirtless lifting weights. So I'm sure he'll be able to...
So you'd suggest, if possible, tapping off the main line rather than the house tap?
Ideally,
Yep.
So you'd want to ideally run a main line from the from the front of the house to the back of the house before you get anything done, any concreting and stuff. It's interesting that a lack of planning that goes around irrigation, especially from people I know who are very, very successful, both, I guess, from a education standpoint and a financial standpoint, and you see them, you're like, what are you doing? Like you went and bought a tap timer from your mates at fucking Hammer Barn and just fucking like stuck this piece of shit tap timer on your $4 million house. What are you thinking? And it's just a lack of knowledge, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, the reason I did this, had that question, is because I wish this type of video was around when I was building my house, because unfortunately I've got like 16 litres a minute from my back tap at home and it's absolute garbage. Can't even bring up 6 MP rotators.
Yeah.
So and fortunately my sister who built in the last 12 months, she's had all the conduit run.
Yeah, because you're aware.
Yeah. So, helped her do that. And, her irrigation system's bloody wicked, where mine's a piece of shit. But
I mean, the reality is most of the time a house plan could be, you'll have your plans.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times you'll either have a landscape design done if you're in that market, like if you're spending more money, or you're doing it yourself. Yeah. And you're just going to draw, I'm going to have a garden bed there. They're going to concrete around the house, whatever. You could bring that into an irrigation shop and get them to do an irrigation plan now and do where you think the lawns are going to go. And you could, obviously firm up that later. Yeah. But
as long as you got water there, like the water outlets.
Well, what I'm getting at is that you do that design and then you work backwards and go, well, that's where the sprinklers are going to be. Yeah. We know we're going to have a main a manifold there, so the valves that turn on and off. Yeah. And we're going to have a manifold there. So when the builder's doing the work, and a lot of times if you've got a plumber on site that's working for the builder, obviously they've got a contract to run to the house or whatever. It's not uncommon, and plumbers are going to hate me for saying this, but you could probably pay them to do a separate contract. Yeah. Either on the books or off the books while they're there, and go, hey, if I give you this, can you just run a blue line out to the back? Just need a 25 mil ball valve at each point. And then from that 25 mil ball valve, that's when you can go with your non-return valve, your solenoid valves and that kind of thing. And I think probably one thing that we talk about a lot, which is really, really underdone, is thinking about drainage and having a plan for how you're going to get water away from your lawn. I would say 1 in 100 to 1 in 500 lawns have drainage. Like residentially. Yeah. And it's really guys like Simon Rice who kind of wanted that kind of stadium grade, like water table and everything that actually goes to that much trouble. But most people, I mean, even the other day I saw a photo on one of the lawn forums of a guy that had just thrown enough loam down to make it level. And so one side of it was the hard dirt and the rest was this really nice loam. And my first thought was that's going to grow really nicely there and he's always going to have trouble there and he's not going to know why.
A bit like your lawn.
Yeah, 100% like my lawn. Like the edges are where we've brought loam up. So everything was kept in the middle. So that was, I think if I looked for photos, I'd probably find a pile of dirt was left in the middle and they've scraped it out to get it to grade. But then where the edging is, that's where we put all the fresh loam in. Yeah. And I think there's an element of my lawn does well on the edges because of the steel, because the steel gets hot and it's actually warmer for longer. But so sunlight would be the last one. Making sure that you're not planting trees like silver birches. Shout out Matt Irving. Anywhere within about 4,000 kilometers of your lawn. Yep. And just thinking about shade, right? So down the side of my house, we shouldn't have lawn. It's just silly. Yeah. Like it's a battle that I like fighting, and I still know I've got hydro lights up my sleeve as like the next, bastion of the war or the fight. But just be sensible and go, well, if I'm going to have a lawn here that requires 6 hours of sun a day or whatever it might require, am I going to get that? And start watching how the sun moves on your block if you know you've got your block, and maybe adjust your lawn to suit. Like that lawn in my backyard, we could cut it back, just cut half of like 2 meters off of it. Yeah. And it would be fine. It's just that shaded area. So I think, drainage, irrigation, sun, and soil quality, which is really the four. Yeah. Obviously food. Go buy heaps of Lawnhub product. Yep. Shameless plug. And that's it, right? Like, and I think if you put them in order of importance, soil is a mandatory. Irrigation is a nice to have. Drainage is if you don't do it, it's probably not the end of the world. And sun is up there with soil, right? Like without sun, you're not going to grow your lawn. So if you had to choose not to put something in, I'd say don't worry about the drainage. But the soil quality, you can hand water a lawn, but you can't go in there and change the soil. No. You see how many we have people trying to remediate their soil.
Yeah, it's tough. I've been trying to do it for bloody 4 or 5 years because. Yeah,
I can't remember which one of these coffees was the good one.
The good one.
All right. Next question. Is that it?
Next question.
That was
Yeah.
that was the shitty segment.
Basic. So you've just moved in. So you've done step one.
Hang on.
Yep.
Venjum. Can WaterPro help out with plans before the house is built? Yes, WaterPro can. And without being like selfishly, you have to use WaterPro. You'll find most professional irrigation stores in the country will be able to help you out with plans. I have been surprised to find people charging for plans where we don't. Usually, most good shops will do it for free if you're going to buy the equipment off them. But yeah, as early as you can get the plans to us, we can start working on it. Friends of ours right now, I had a message from Kyle Jones about what price to do for a friend because they have had our guys do. I told them don't come through me, just go through the team, and they actually got it. They've had their house. They gave us the house plans and have done their irrigation.
Yeah, I was going to say Kyle's actually working on one now, which is obviously that one.
And I'm genuinely fearful that I didn't get in front of them quick enough with conduits.
Yeah,
I hope I did. We talked about it heaps, but they've just built a brand new house and they've got concrete around it. I just can't remember if we got conduits down, but I think they did. So if you're only going to get one pipe out, make sure it's mains pressure pipe. Yeah. If you're going to run out with non-mains pressure pipe, get as many as you're going to need. But then the issue you're going to have is you're going to have this kind of like nest of pipes underneath your garden tap, and you're going to be manually changing things over. The cost to put in a fully automatic irrigation system that's a good quality system that's made by reputable brands that's backed up and, warranted and all that is not that much different to the cost of going to a hardware shop and buying shitty plastic non-mains pressure rated tap timers that have small ports with no flow. So it's probably not where I would encourage you to try and save your money. Like automating a system's not, it's probably cheaper than it's ever been.
I couldn't agree more. Like it was before I started working here and I was aware of everything like that. It's really, obviously they're more custom and high tech and everything. Of course, the budget can blow out, as can anything. But if you're looking for a real, simple system, it doesn't really cost that much.
Got some questions that have just been bounced through from Dylan from Instagram.
Nice.
The ones that we ask people to ask and then we regularly forget to look at. So Shan Evs is on watching. Oh, he might not be watching, but long-time fan, long-time question answer.
Yes. Questionnaire.
What are your plans? Did we finish talking about that?
There's 1, 2, 3, 4.
So we'll go back to that.
There's five questions.
Well, let's do these and then we'll go back.
Yeah, that's fine.
So he says, what's Dylan saying? Ignore you. Done. Shan Evs, what are your plans for lawn renovations this spring? What processes and products? ?
Mine will be the same it has been for the last 2 years. I'll get a nice scarify and a core top dress with, I don't know if we can call it Lawnhub top dress sand anymore, but
I think they currently probably are.
Yeah.
I don't have a challenge on that unless people aren't selling Lawnhub products.
Yeah. Celiprin, Barricade, wetting agent, wet, and now that Mini Pill's back in stock, get Mini Pill back out there, and
you probably want to put some Mini Pill aside and make sure you've got some.
That's my renovation
I've got some
done.
fertilizer in the car that you gave me. Probably should put it on my lawn.
Yeah.
So my front lawn will be an interesting one because obviously it's not a renovation, but I have a lot of other grasses popping up in my lawn that aren't the blend. And no one can, like, I've shown them to my, secret side superintendent, and he's like, I don't know, like it could be this, it could be that, and he's only seen photos, but it's really spreading. Like it's a nice grass. It's like a light lime green in a dark green lawn, and it's a coochie style grass that kind of spreads, but it kind of has like a curved leaf, like it's going that way. But so I probably want to plug a lot of that out because I'm not having any luck pulling it out. So as soon as I can, and I can do that now, obviously. A lot of my crescents have filled in, or they're filling in. So obviously the tillering of the
that's so cool.
The lawn's kind of filling them in, which is interesting because obviously it's not a spreading lawn, but it is spreading.
But it will, obviously tiller and those of you that don't know what tilling or tillering is so in a ryegrass or a fescue, which is yours is a blend of different fescues, but it'll grow up in one strand. You'll cut it and then it turns into two. and then you cut that, and then that turns into 2, and then all of a sudden this one stem has
It's just thick.
16, 18 different blades on it, and that's what tillering is.
Yeah. So it's doing that. I haven't mowed that lawn for a long time, and I think that I just need to kind of just take it up that next level. I haven't fertilized it for a long time either. I'm still not sure about your granular fertilizer at this time of year, but I mean, it's 17 and sunny today. Like, it's ridiculous.
You'll find the fescue will take it.
Yeah.
And take it like a good girl.
Oh, Jesus. No?
Yeah, because when I had
No.
when I had bent out the front of my place, I fertilized all winter, and again I had some really good
All
cover.
right, I'll put it out and water it in. I might give it a mow, put it out and water it in.
Yeah.
So that's the front lawn. The back lawn, I don't know. This might be the season. Well, if we're going to start building down the side of the house, my lawn's probably going to get trashed. So we might not reno my lawn. I have like a farm of broadleaf at the moment. Like, I've been letting the broadleafs go, and my lawn is deeply broadleafed.
Yeah.
With the plan to use it for content. So we can show how NSFW treats broadleaf weeds. Because I took some photos of it the other day, and Kira's like, have you got any better photos? I'm like, well, you can come and take some photos if you want. So, yeah, we could probably spray them out in the next week, I reckon, and just kind of show how they can get managed even during winter.
Yeah.
Using NSFW. And then I might core. I still think we'll probably buy a corer.
Yeah.
I don't think that's off the cards, like inside the group, to own a corer and just have it here.
Because it'd be one of the most used things, I think, staff use-wise, that would have, to be honest. Like, anyone that has a lawn would use it. Especially that billy goat one. It's so easy to use. Even
I could use it.
Even you could use it, and successfully too.
All right. Where are we? Questions. Plant Pete, which is Pete from Adelaide Plant Recovery. How do you get sour sobs out of your lawn? I know this is a question we get asked a little bit.
So unfortunately, there's no turf registered product in Australia that tackles it. However, this is where I will refer people to do their own research. There is a product in the States that is available here. The active is available here in Australia that is safe for cooch, and it's safe for cooch lawns. Not sure about buffalo, not sure about cuckoo, not sure about other plant or other grass varieties we find here in Australia, but it is safe for hybrid cooch and common cooch. The active ingredient is available here in Australia, but is only registered for crop use.
Okay, so you shouldn't be using it.
Shouldn't be using it in Australia, but
rogue agents might use it.
Rogue agents may use it.
Jesus Christ, you're dancing a fine line today, mate.
I know. Not financial advice.
Not financial advice. Do your own research.
Yeah.
How is it that Doge is our strongest crypto portfolio in the portfolio? We should be getting primed for a crypto pump, I reckon. It's about now, 24, 25, like October, November this year, I reckon. Big pump. Crypto's down, like Bitcoin's gone under 90 grand again. There was, but that wasn't a pump. That was just a fucking teaser. That was like, like Bitcoin doubling. Yeah. November, maybe October 28, like that gap there. Cool. Write that down. When's the election? November. Maybe a little bit later in November. Anyway, write that down. Go buy some cryptocurrency. Buy some funny money.
Well, your bets will come off anyway, surely.
Oh, I don't know. I'm starting to feel a little bit like, I think Michelle Obama might have been a bit of a long shot. There's talk.
But then Sportsbet limited your bet as well.
Yeah, they did that yesterday. I tried to put money on Asha Ketty to win the gold Logie.
Yeah,
and I put $100 on her to win the gold Logie, and they wouldn't let me put more than $25 on it. Yeah, because she was paying $21, and she was the outside long shot for the gold Logie. And I think she's, of all the people that are like due for it, I think she's probably maybe the most talented. I don't know if that's the best way to describe it, but I think she's good. The problem is it's voted for by fucking people that read TV Week or whatever, right? So you've got to think of like, who's Larry Emder was the favorite, right? Now, if he's never won one, that'll be the thing.
Yeah.
Larry's got to get his, you know, then you got Channel 9 fucking execs just pumping it with ads. So I was like, oh, then this is where my brain went. I wonder which network will spend the most money advertising their person. And then Asher Ketty is just come out in a new show with David someone, Semiranger. David Semiranger. That's a SRT 8.
It is.
So I put money on her, long shot. They only let me put $25. I'm paying $21. I was like, all right, cool. Anyway, Donald Trump had a video released yesterday, Teflon Don, the other Teflon Don. And he was talking about how shit Kamala Harris was and how his sources are saying that Joe Biden's going to step down and that Kamala Harris is, and he's like, that's wicked. Like imagine her sitting down with Putin.
Yeah.
So got me thinking like, yeah, it can't be her. So Michelle Obama could do it. Gavin Newsom. Anyway, I got some bets on there. Also not financial advice. So back to the show. The Tool Shed says, when can we get Lawnhub jumpsuits? So what I'm thinking is, now this has become your problem again.
Yeah.
Let's find some cost-effective orange jumpsuits, maybe without the expensive 3M tape on it.
If this purchase from Alibaba comes through,
Have you ordered one?
not these, but I ordered something on Alibaba, and like it wasn't full Matt Irving spec, but like did my research,
Yep.
made sure they were real shop.
Yep.
So if those products
Didn't give them $3,000.
No, hell
Yeah.
no. But if they come through, then I'll invest more time into Alibaba, and I think
If anyone wants to know what he's referring to, Matt Irving from the episode Ask Irvo, #AskIrvo, in the past 12 to 24 months, bought a shipping container on Facebook Marketplace.
which was in the news recently. I actually lolled. Like
I pasted that company wide, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
So the container didn't rock up. $3,000 of our hard-earned cash
hard-earned money.
went down the drain, and then the number that the guy answered.
Yeah.
The number was active, but I don't know what the fucking police did about it. Anyway, I won't comment on that. So, Ask Irvo, not good at buying shipping containers.
But Alibaba, I believe, is the answer that we're going to be satisfied
All right,
with,
so
and cost-wise.
Can we get an answer for the tool shed that is measured in days, weeks, or months?
Probably the next... I'm on holidays at the end of the month.
So I'm going to have to fucking do it.
No. 30 to 60 days.
Nah, too long.
Okay.
Let's find a cheap jumpsuit. Let's tell you what. What's his name? The tool shed?
The tool shed. Yeah. It's Michael.
Thank you.
Michael?
You sure? It's really offensive that you don't know his name.
No, I was talking to him last night.
Last night.
But you know my memory. It's shit.
Vemjum says yes to jumpsuits. All right. So I'm going to Google orange jumpsuit and see what we can get. So what I'm going to do, we're going to get orange.
Andrew. Sorry.
Andrew,
sorry.
that's more. He looks like an Andrew. He didn't look like a Michael.
I can't pronounce his last name, and I just say it, and I say to on my desk Andrew Michael because I can't. That's right. I can't pronounce his last name. Sorry, Andrew.
It's cheaper to buy an orange prisoner jumpsuit.
From Spotlight.
From Spotlight for $24 than it is to buy coveralls, cotton coveralls. In saying that, I think most people are going to want to wear these as a
actual PPE.
Flannels. Yeah, we talked about flannels last week, didn't we?
At first, I thought you said flannels, like face washes.
I think they'd be called lizard rags if we sold them, wouldn't they? So I will organise these orange jumpsuits. How about astronaut print jumpsuits? That he's obviously VJ's on the internet googling the same things I am. Look at this.
Radioactive, bloody Back to the Future style.
Adult orange, yeah, they're $73. If we are playing that game, how about adult pumpkin costumes? So there's no to flannels. Oh, sorry, bearded Sith. So I'm going to find some orange jumps. Fucking $80. It's ridiculous. And Matt gets angry when I do this, but I'm like, they shouldn't be that much, right? You know how I just have
Yeah,
this?
but-
I get a price in my head. I'm like, they should be $35.
And Evo, if you're listening, don't hate on me, but he gets angry at you for doing it, but he does the same thing. He does the same thing.
But you know what he does it with? Trade services at the place he lives.
Yeah.
and then they trash something. I hope he is watching. Hi, Matt.
Love you, Matt.
So I'll find them, and then I want to get screen printed stuff on them, and then we'll sell them. I just don't know. Actually, here's a good question for those of you that are interested. If we had to buy them for $80, like if we sold a Lawnhub jumpsuit for $120 because we'd have to get it screen printed and stuff, would you pay for that? Because I think that's getting a bit stretchy.
Oh, it is a bit stretchy. I mean,
You might just get 10 made or made to order.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing as well, like, got all those beanies. Oh, she thick.
She is thick.
You know,
We bought beanies.
bought beanies. People want to get on them, and I mean, now we're giving them away. But you know, I think
No to flannels, yes to flanos.
yeah, I'm all good for that. Not
Limited edition run. Damn right, there's limited. Sorry, Men in Black reference. Just a dick with wheels.
yep.
All right, let's get back to the show. Sorry about that. What am I doing, Dylan? That was the last of the Instagram questions, wasn't it?
There's been a few Facebook come through.
Yeah, that's right. I got Facebook open as
Oh,
well.
you do?
Yep.
All right, leave it with you.
I'm a professional,
Professional.
unlike Dylan.
Yeah, Barty over here. Nah, Barty's all right.
Someone tried to call our text line.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, you can call it. It was meant to divert to our landline, but we just got a message saying we had a missed call. So Taylor Evans says, looks like me and Steve have a hot date tomorrow to grab some Duke.
Done.
That's if Steve's working tomorrow, but there's a good chance you will see him, I think. Ash Ment. Mate, love your products, and I've followed herbicide poison products, but still got a bloody annoying weeds coming up. NSFW. Is there a dedicated winter grass destroyer?
There is.
And that bloody annoying onion grass.
There is. It's called Duke. We'll get rid of the onion grass.
There's one left at Kent Town tomorrow.
Yeah. depending on your lawn variety, depends on your winter grass treatment. So yeah, I'd like Powercheck is one of the leading products that we sell, but it's not suitable for kikuyu, unfortunately. So if you don't have kikuyu, yeah, Duke for onion grass. Duke can also suppress winter grass. I'm unsure if it's full kill ability. I know it says suppression only on the label, so that suggests to me that it may stop it and to an extent, but may not be a full kill. So
Jonathan King says, what websites does Jonesy get his more technical information from? I would like to know more in-depth information. Cheers, Jono WA. Oh, and the neighbour's bullgrass is really pissing me off. It keeps infiltrating my Santa Ana.
oh, if you want Santa Ana is the goat, so you know all you need some monument there.
Which is only $4,000 a bottle.
Nah, it's come down.
Really?
Well,
Patent's up.
no, it's come down because now we can buy it.
Ah.
It's come down.
Nice.
Even though we used to, I still, yeah. Anyway, that's different. That's a different story.
Don't
yeah.
upset people.
Yeah, I'm not upsetting people.
It's bad enough that we get death threats that we have to hide from you as it is.
Oh, bring it on. I haven't had death threat in a while, actually.
I don't think I've ever had one.
No,
I don't want one.
they're pretty like. Anyway, maybe everyone just needs to do a year in the supermarket.
I did.
Yeah. Oh, you did.
I did.
Yeah.
I did multiple
Yeah.
years. I did. I was 15 when I was working in supermarkets, man. Like, there's a fucking good way to grow up.
Yep.
Because when you're 15 in a supermarket, especially if you have an absolute fucking cocksucker piece of shit manager like I did, you don't just get treated like shit by customers. You get treated like shit by your boss.
You get treated
And
like
so-
shit out in the shop floor
Yeah.
and behind the shop
You're
floor.
basically looking forward to maybe being abused riding your bike home by motorists
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's the lightest treatment that you've had that
that's
day.
the nicest treatment.
I fucking hate that guy so much. Well, I still see him too.
As in,
He wouldn't remember me at all. Maybe that's why I drink. There's some unreconciled pain. I might talk to Tony about that.
as for websites, there's no one website. Honestly,
Maybe you could make one, Jonesy.
maybe
Call it
well,
lawnhub.com.au and
well,
just
I made
post
some-
articles on there.
Yeah, I made some really good progress on the book this week actually. So
Oh, I need to write my book.
yeah, I think I've got about how many words did I say, Dylan? About 4,000, I think.
Are
Yeah.
you writing this book with your brain or with an artificial
Absolutely
brain?
no chat GPT in this book
Classy.
at all. Absolutely
What a fucking loser.
nothing.
You could have had it finished by now if
Nah.
you actually utilised the tools available.
So you enjoy this, right? So we get a lot of emails to try and support people, you know, whether that's by donating product or, you know, sponsoring
Cash.
stuff, you know.
Everyone likes cash.
And if someone says, like, if someone has the time to email us, I'll read every email that comes through. This one particular shit, like plea for help type thing, was written by ChatGPT, and I can tell it was written by ChatGPT, and you would be able to tell straight away, as would you, Dylan.
Well, I don't know. Some people are just very good with writing because I've been accused of ChatGPT recently, and I'm like, no, I'm just a very good copywriter. Go fuck yourself. I do use it sometimes, but not for ad copy, because you can tell, right, Dill? It's like goosey. Is that a right? That's goosey. See, no, ChatGPT wouldn't say goosey. Anyway, so what did you send it back? Did you ChatGPT it back?
No, I just deleted the email.
Oh, you should have copied it, pasted it into ChatGPT, and say, write a sarcastic no response to this email, and it would have been funny as, and then copy it out of ChatGPT, but paste it with all the ChatGPT editing shit, so that it's obvious that it's come from ChatGPT. I thought it was funny. He's too busy to listen. All right. No shit.
Yep. So that's done.
That's silly.
Yep. So that's done.
That's ridiculous.
So that's done. I already have another place in mind,
cool.
so I'll reach out to them.
Well, get approval before we talk about it, but
Yeah, I'll reach out to them first.
all right.
But
That's going to annoy anyone watching.
Yep, that's actually upset me. That has, so they've put Anyway, that can be a separate issue.
Are you going to talk about it at some point?
I'll talk about it at some point. Well,
Yep.
it's going to be a talking point because it's going to be completely different to what we said. So,
All right.
but that more to come on that.
Now you can't miss an episode. See what he did there? Suckered you all in. Yep. After the ad break, a volcano is going to blow up next to a bunch of kids on a school bus. Brad on YouTube said, can anyone tell me where to hire the Billy Goat Corer from that you recommend south of the city, please?
South of the city?
So I'm
No
guessing
idea.
South Australia. I would say this is probably not a question that Max would want to answer because it's kind of competing with him, but he would know.
He would know. But his, I mean, if you're looking to do it yourself,
DM maximum penetration and say, hey, dude, where can I hire a corer near you so that I don't have to use you? It doesn't really work.
Yeah. Or if you want to take a nice drive down the expressway, you could come all the way down to Anglevale. There's one there.
Do Marston's have one?
There's cam driven, but it's not the Billy Goat one.
Yeah, okay.
Ideally, you want the cam driven one, and by cam driven, like a car. Like
Do it. Get up on the table.
Yeah, no. over the barrel style, because it's just a bit harder to maneuver. Not saying that they are overly difficult to maneuver, but if you're typically when you hire a corer, you're not just doing one lawn. You're doing.
Is that the one Max has got, the Billy Goat?
No, his is a different one, but his is cam.
Same
driven.
concept. Yep.
Yeah, he's got way
His
more.
thing's fucking massive.
Yeah,
isn't
he's
it?
got heaps more times than the Billy Goat one.
I'm sorry, man. We don't have an answer for you there.
You may. I'd just ring high yards and landscape yards. Just see how you go. I'm not because like I said, I'm north of Adelaide, so I'm fortunate we got two, or Golden Grove. If Golden Grove's not too far of a drive, there's one there as well on Facebook Marketplace to hire.
Lawn Corer, the mower superstore. You can buy them for $8,299. Jesus, I think we might have to get the Honda GX160 $4,999 one.
Is it cam driven?
I don't know. It just says paddock motorized lawn aerator. Looks similar. It's black, so it's better. Stanford Hire, Adelaide, Redwood Park. Billy Goat lawn aerator heading out this morning, $110 per day. I've just Googled it. Stanford Hire, Redwood Park. That's obviously north. Kennard's Hire. That's where I would probably have gone first. Go support the conglomerates.
But they do have the.
What about Blackwood Hire? Anyway, I would recommend, just ringing around. I definitely can't.
And I know that's
find
such a
one.
shit thing because nobody likes using the phone anymore. But
yeah, it's a bit of a lost art, isn't it? So I'm going to close that tab and try and work out what we are doing. We have questions to answer. Fuck, it's 3:30.
Jesus.
Dylan, are you sending them through to me? Yes, you are. Okay, Bearded Sith, mini peel, same as Trojan, but smaller granules, question mark?
No.
No.
It's not. And to give you the long answer, mini peel has a lot more elements in it than that of Trojan. They're two completely different fertilizers. Let's just establish that to begin with. There's a lot more, and that's why mini peel was unavailable for such a long time. It's because it has so many raw mini inputs, whereas Trojan requires less inputs. That's not because it's a shitter fertilizer or mini peels are better. They're in two completely different ball game fertilizers, and they do two completely different things. So, no, they're not the same. Hence the price as well. But
No.
They're not the same.
There is mini Trojan,
There is tiny Trojan,
which is
yes.
the same as Trojan, only smaller.
Yes.
Bearded Sith, thanks for the cat, boys. Had to pick it up from the front door of my old house, but she all good.
Yeah,
we had an old address.
Yeah, we had an old address in the system, and then he messaged me, and I thought we intercepted it, but obviously
He intercepted it.
Yeah. Anyway.
You imagine you see a bearded Sith rock up to your house and fucking on the ring camera, just like, oh shit.
Do you want the keys to the house too? Like,
I don't know what you look like, man, but I'm just assuming. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Adam Mudge, who should be working, so I don't know what the fuck he's doing messaging us, says, hey guys, long time follower, first time messenger. Messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. How do I stop the cock ease from eating my lawn?
Don't have kaku.
Don't have kakuya.
Yeah.
Or have a neighbor with a better kaikuya than you.
Yes, that's also a hot tip. Yes.
Yeah. So if you've got kaikuya and you're having trouble, I would encourage you to encourage your neighbors to get on the Lawnhub train and all grow elite kaikuya lawns and just keep yours just a little bit below the standard.
Yeah. So the cockies or the Corellas or what's the other?
Galar. It's the white sulfur crested cockatoos that did Matt's. I saw a photo on New South Wales Lawn Fanatics or Lawn Addicts or Lawn Geeks.
Yeah.
And welcome to your new cocky lawn.
I've said it before. They used to eat the artificial cricket pitch at school.
Yeah.
Like they're bloody dickheads. But
if I had that problem, I would kill them.
Yeah.
But you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah. No. Depending where you are, what council regulations.
EPA.
But the reason they're after kike,
Because it's crack.
Is because it's full of sugars, it's full of carbohydrates, it's thick, it's easy to get to, and
and it's like available.
Yeah,
it's everywhere.
It is a weed.
So Adam Mudge, there's a guy that works with you who you're actually probably sitting in his office right now, who actually had kaiku in his front lawn.
Was able to overcome it.
They destroyed it to the point where he ripped kaikuya out and put in my baby Tiff Tuff.
Yes,
my Tiff Tuff's spawns, which were the cause. There's a video on our Lawnhub YouTube channel on us doing that.
I'm surprised we didn't get a letter from that. We just got a talking.
Honestly, I don't think people could be bothered sending us letters anymore because I don't respond to them.
Yeah.
And so you get these legal notices and I'm like, delete. And so what are you going to do? You're going to sue us? Or what, we're going to go to fucking court over it?
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Go for it.
So what are your damages? Because if you're going to sue someone, like you're going to either have to chase some kind of damages or to take the video down.
Yeah, $700 was what the damages would have been for that bloody particular.
Well, you have to prove that he would have put that lawn in if it wasn't caused. You also have to then, prove that what's to say he wouldn't have bought 1 square meter and just let that spread over the next 5 years. So you want to go to court? Let's go.
Yeah.
Fucking, I've got.
Yeah, our competitors are going, fuck.
Dude, my legal bills, I shit you not, we would be in the tens of thousands. Like, as in this year, we've probably spent, I reckon, 20 grand on legal bills. No, maybe more actually, because we got 2 bankruptcies as well. They cost about 9 grand. So, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Taylor Evans said, I know you offer soil testing, but would Lawnhub or WaterPro offer a professional service in SA to physically inspect and help through turf issues in SA?
Potentially.
No.
Yeah. No. Depends. Yeah, I mean, probably at a homeowner level, no, because then that sort of competes with our customers. And those of you not aware, WaterPro doesn't install. As one of Clint's values that he'd rather give the service.
Well, it's common sense.
Yeah.
Like, why would you compete with the people that don't bite the hand that feeds you?
Yeah.
Like, we've got customers that spend a lot of money with us. Then it blows my fucking mind the amount of our competitors that go out and win commercial irrigation installs and then chase the support of the people they beat and expect to win that game. It's ludicrous.
So when I first started, I was very naive to this world. I had no idea that, like, I've said this before, I didn't know that there was independent irrigation shops like this.
Well, no one does. That's why it's so hard for us to hire staff.
Yeah.
Because people are like, what? We put an ad up on we've got a job going at the moment at Kent Town. And I think people think they're applying for a job at, like, I guess Supre or I guess the thing I can compare it to the most is Autobarn or like Repco, right? Like, it's a professional store for products.
Yep.
But people don't get it. So anyway, you were saying you started here. When you started here, you were naive.
When so earlier on, if you go back in the Lawnhub videos, I redid Dad's irrigation, but I was asking questions like, oh, okay, so like, would you
330 Mudge?
See Mudge.
Jesus, come on, mate.
You know, who installs that? Like, do you guys install it? Because I remember at this point I was solely Lawnhub, had no idea about irrigation and WaterPro. And you said no, we don't, because it competes with our customers, blah blah blah. What Clint just said, and that made sense to me. And then it just made sense. I was like, fair enough. And then you speak to people, and it's like, why don't you guys install? Like, it's foreign to them, but it makes and that's mutable law number. What is it? What's that? 10. Fuck normal. Like,
fuck normal indeed.
Fuck normal. So
that's not missionary. That is buck the trend. Don't do what everyone else is doing. I think there's two things here at play. One, short-term economics, and I think the other thing's the same. I was going to say, like, people putting money over people, but it might take us longer to grow, and we get opportunities all the time. And I still have to argue. I have to fight Mudge about stuff because he's like, "Why don't we do this? This would make us money." But if you fracture your attention from your main thing, which is what railways did, then you're not focusing on your main thing, and then you can't possibly be the very best of your main thing. And so if we start chasing other things, like, you think about the practicality, and this is a big rabbit warren that you've just sent us down, Taylor. Like, when you ask that question, my brain goes to employee or contractor, car, how much is that going to cost? What's the salary? How regularly would they be doing stuff? It wouldn't be something that we could probably hire for less than a certain amount of money. In that theory, then Jonesy would probably have to do a lot of the work. We probably wouldn't have people that do it more than, say, 8-7 months a year because people aren't thinking about their lawn. So go through this whole process and just go, well, based on that, would we consider that the free service that we offer now, which is responding to pictures, because most of the time you can identify problems with photos.
Yeah.
So we actually probably are doing the inspections, Taylor. We're just not physically doing them. And then, so I go, it's not a smart business decision for us to hire for that at this stage, and it might change. What we would do is say, tell us where you are and what you need. And if Jonesy can't help you over the phone, then let us put you in touch with someone that we know that can do that in the area and support those trades, which is how WaterPro does it. If someone comes in here and says, I need an irrigation system, do you guys install? We say, no, but these are customers of ours that we know and trust. And the thing is, it's interesting because a lot of times you could go straight to going, of course they'll give it to them because they make money off of them or whatever. As a store, we get exposed to the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we get exposed to customers that pay their bills, and we get exposed to customers that don't pay their bills. And it makes it very clear and transparent for us to understand who are the best quality installers, because they're the ones that come in here regularly, spend money, and pay for it. And we don't get phone calls back from people going, why did you send that person to my house? They did this and this and this and this and this. I can't speak properly. Anyway, Gordon Adams on LinkedIn, our only LinkedIn follower, and also the only social media platform that he's allowed on, says, nice background art. He's referring to this picture, which he gave me. Thank you, Dad. Yeah, Gordon Adams is not allowed on Facebook or Instagram because, well, he can do whatever he wants. But back when Julia Gillard was our Prime Minister, he was quite critical of her and would would post underneath all of her stuff and just drill her. So, yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Dad. Josie Ray, you're welcome, VJ. Josie Ray also said, sorry, Bearded Sith, we did put in a redirection, but it must have been too late. It wouldn't be that. It would be that the companies that do the freight do not give a fuck. And so they would have got it and just gone, oh, no, I'm not finding that. Just take it out.
I had a phone call from one of the
Company X.
One of the freight
Not
providers.
X, sorry, Elon, I love you.
And
Company
I
Z.
answered the phone like, hello, Adam speaking. And they put me through the ringer for me to confirm who I was so I could help this customer.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, man, I know you're doing your job, but just it's fucking me. Like,
It's like when the ATO ring me and they're like, we just need you to authorize who you are. I'm like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, but we're the ATO. I'm like, I don't know that. There's heaps of scams. Yesterday, I bent my phone, which I'm very surprised. You won't be able to see it on the camera, but it's physically like, it's a banana. Because I got so angry with MyGov, which Jazz needed me to log into for some reason. And I said to her, if they want my money, they can come and get it.
Yeah.
I'm sick of this shit. It shouldn't be this hard to fucking pay tax or whatever I had to do. So I expect it'll get to a point where someone will ring me and be like, hey, this is overdue. I'm like, cool, money's in the account. I'm just waiting for you to call.
Yeah.
There you go. Because I couldn't remember what email address. I logged into my personal MyGov. There was 97 emails in there. I was like,
Jesus Christ.
I'm assuming this could be important, but I don't like it. It's too controlling. I don't like it. I know I just said that. Well, I haven't probably logged in for 5 years. But what do I need MyGov for? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't use Medicare. I pay my taxes. It gets lodged through an accounting firm, so I don't have to go in there and look at it. What else do you use MyGov for? Medical shit?
License.
My license expires in 2033, so I'm good for a little while. 2033? No, my passport's 2033. I think my license might be 2028. So that's 4. I haven't, yeah. Fucking government.
Your jab certificate.
That's in there.
Sure is.
But I didn't have to go in there. I've got a hard copy of my
that's right.
my proof that I too can follow instructions. Nat Extreme. Yeah, 1E, not 2. Okay, thanks, Clint. Would love to swap my kike out for a different grass type from seed. Best way to go about it? ? The area gets sun during. I'm reading, bro. Dylan's just adding questions. It's just like it gets sun during spring and summer, but not much in autumn/winter. Suggestions on grass type in Victoria. So, firstly, the video that Irvo that's on our YouTube, we should probably try and link that up somehow, somewhere, maybe in the notes of Irvo putting out Tiff Tuff and growing a lawn from Stolons. So he did what you're describing. He killed his kikuyu by poisoning it with glyphosate maybe 4 times. Like it had to get a lot.
And then he removed the soil.
Yeah.
Killed
a lot.
and removed.
Killed it, yeah, then killed it again.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got kike in his lawn.
Yeah.
I was there the other day and there was kike popping up again. So it's an ongoing thing. My recommendation when I was working at a landscape supplies yard was if there's kikuyu near your house, just put kikuyu in, because I was dealing with the people that were putting polypipe underneath cement.
Yeah.
If you really care, and obviously if you're watching this stupid podcast, then you probably do care about your lawn. Kill it aggressively, remove soil, bring in fresh soil. Great opportunity to get all the stuff done that you might have not done, like proper drainage and irrigation systems and all that kind of thing. Grass type in Melbourne gets sun during spring and summer, not much in autumn, winter. If you have no dog, I would contact Jonesy and find out what my fescue blend is and put that in. But
yeah, fescue blend or rye. Keeping in mind though that if you do have kikuyu there currently, there's a high possibility, regardless of the practices that you put in place, you're still going to get kike come back. So
And you want to make sure that you can use a chemical to kill that kikuyu that won't kill the other lawn.
Yeah, which there is. There's 2 off the top of my head. They're not registered for that use, but you do your own reading. You can work it out. So there are ways around it. So, but yeah, I mean.
That's a good question. Sorry.
Kike, yeah, I mean, yeah, rye or a fescue. I mean, rye for me is I'd like a ryegrass lawn. There's one not too far away from my house. It looks bloody mint. Looks after it, but does require a lot more water in the summer. That's just one thing to keep note of.
Yep. You can still water though. I wouldn't. That's legal. Brendan Dove. Sorry, not lawn related, but what's Clint's views on cover letters as an employer? So I'm guessing Brendan's referring to cover letters when sent in with a resume. It's pretty funny that you're asking this because I've been more involved with hiring in the last probably month than I have been in the last 2 years. Just being a little bit more across. I think I'm good at identifying talent from a resume. There's 2 of them sitting in here. I don't care. I'm not overly concerned about if people put a cover letter in or not. If you're applying for a job as an irrigation designer and your cover letter says, I'm pleased to be applying for a job as an architect, then you're not going to get an interview. You're a fucking idiot. And it's just stupid. And I think if you're going to go to the trouble to apply for a job, do the extra 30 seconds and customize the cover letter to suit the business.
Yeah.
It's funny. I could go get any job I want, barring a job that requires a certificate, like a doctor or an accountant or an architect or whatever, because I'd get the job. I probably couldn't do the job, but I could get the job. I could interview well enough and customize my application. I think you should customize your resume for a job. I think that if you really, really want the job and you want to get the attention of the person, we had a video. So our first ever videographer, DK, applied for the videography job with a video, and he had the job.
Yeah,
he did a 3-minute video, showed what he could do, did a funny rap in it, put a unicorn mask on because it was a digital media unicorn, landed the job. You don't have to, I don't think you have to have a cover letter. Like, your resume is going to be enough. If you look on Seek, when people do cover letters, it's just text. It's just, like they've just typed some text in, and there's some shockers. So I would say just customize it. I like it. It gives me some context. Yeah. We, in our ad, so read the ad, right? And in the ad, it says, for us specifically, the 12 immutable laws are important to us. Our values are important to us. If any of them, if 8 of them resonate with you or one of them resonates with you, it's likely you might be the right fit. A good idea would then be to go in your resume or your cover letter referencing that and saying, even the irrigation job. So here you go. There's an irrigation counter sales job going at the moment at Kent Town. So the things we know about that, it's an irrigation shop. It's an entry-level position. No experience is necessary. On-the-job training will be provided. It's full-time, and there's 12 immutable laws that matter. So in my letter or in my resume, I'd be talking about the fact that it's in Kent Town. So, if I lived at Ranella or if I lived at Gawler, in my cover letter, I would say, I'm very aware that, Kent Town's not around the corner, but my girlfriend lives at St. Peter's, and so I'm generally there, or I actually catch the bus, or I do whatever it is to take that objection out of the way, because employers will look at that. And I think if you can take away a lot of those objections and kind of tick off the boxes, so you go, I really love immutable law, blah, 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 because, or I'm really interested in irrigation because it was not something I'd never ever thought about until I saw the job, but I've been, I don't know, doing some stuff. I used to play with Lego, whatever it is. I enjoy the tactical or the tactile process of it, or problem solving. And as much as I have no experience in it, I am X, Y, and Z, and would love to do this. There's heaps of shit. There's so much content about every business now, and most businesses. Go do some research. Yeah. Customize your cover letter if you're going to have one, or customize your resume. Keep your resume clean. Don't put experience from 15 years ago. No one gives a shit. No. If you won like a maths award in year 11 and you're 45,
Yeah, it's time to give
It's
away.
all right.
mate.
You can drop that one off.
Yeah.
So
No, that's good. Like customizing. So, for example, in particularly hectagons,
well, he's probably interviewed more people than I have.
There's-
His opinion's probably more important than mine.
there's hidden messages in our job application. So, for example, Jonesy, she fucking did it perfectly. So our hidden message was you had to mention roots and shoots
Yep.
in the cover letter.
It's not really a hidden message. It's there. You have to read it.
You have to read it,
Yeah.
and the way I can't.
What does
remember,
it say? If you actually want to work here
Yeah.
and you're not just applying for the job to tick off some kind of Centrelink
yeah,
requirement,
something.
please add this words
Yeah,
to
and-
get your wage.
Yeah, and Josie tied in. It was really nice the way she put it together and was like how she interpreted.
creative.
It was creative, and there's a lot of people out there that are probably applying for jobs and going, "Fuck, no one's going to hire me." But I didn't care. Like I couldn't even pronounce Josie's last name. I couldn't. I called her wrong name for the first 2 months. She didn't tell me that it's Josie, not Josie. I didn't give a fuck, but like it was creative.
You weren't looking for. You were just looking for a human to come and do the
Yeah.
job. You had no preconceived ideas
No.
about like their religion, their sex, their age,
No.
their height. Nothing. It was just human,
Yeah.
and so she got.
Yeah,
our
I
attention.
think out of that job there was 180 people
Dude,
apply for that one.
we have had.
but the
I want to
most
say
re-
700.
no,
But
the recent
there
one
was a 700.
It was
wasn't
800 and something.
It's just
Yeah.
like this sales job, and this is the funny thing, right? Like the sales job at Kent Town's like 30.
yeah,
So
which is pretty good for that.
yeah,
for that
it's been
job,
a lot lower.
that's pretty
Yeah.
good.
So, I think that's probably my tips as a thing. Then my other tips would be if you have a phone call from the employer to try and organize an interview, answer the call.
Yeah.
And if not, ring them back. And then if you get an interview, go to it.
Yeah.
We've had
Especially in the last 12 months.
it's been okay. It's coming out the other side, but there was a
Yeah.
period where people wouldn't rock up to interviews. You'd ring them and offer them a job, and they wouldn't answer the phone.
Yeah.
And that kind of behavior is fine when the tide is high and all the boats are floating. When the tide goes out, you are going to get exposed, and all of a sudden you're going to be, well, it was fine before when unemployment was, at a point where people were climbing over each other. I'm having conversations with business owners now who are having staff leave and they're not replacing them. They're shrinking their business back down. I know 2 companies that are looking to half the size of their business, and I'm talking 10 million to 5 million, 4 million to 2 million, like big businesses, medium businesses, small businesses probably as far as the ATO is concerned. And that's what, at least 28 staff that are now unemployed.
Yep.
And they're going into the market, those jobs are gone. And if they're doing it, other people are doing it.
Yep.
And so that stupid behavior of just not getting back to them or not answering the phone is it's fine today. It's going to really hurt when you try and use the same behavior, or you apply for a job here and I remember your name because I'm like that, and it just doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that answered the question. It was probably a long way of answering that question. All right, you've got more questions. We'll quickly punch
But
through.
if there's more questions there, that's fine.
Shane O'Lee, thanks again, gents, for the cooler. I will be putting in some hard miles over this weekend. That was Shane from New South fucking Wales. So he obviously got one of our stubby holders on the
Oh,
giveaway.
yeah, cooler. Yeah. Sorry. Was that
Josie Ray. Something about my dog destroying my lawn. She can prove it when showing you she has the shoots in her mouth.
Yeah,
She's,
that's right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was.
She's got Josie's lawn's humming along now, actually.
yeah,
She's
it is,
been
looks
working on it.
nice.
That's all of those questions. That was it, deal from those. Yep. All right. Jonesy, ask me some questions and we'll try and wind this up at 4 o'clock because
All right,
Dylan
so
is
we've got
going to
9
get
minutes.
the
All right.
grooming, the salon to get groomed. Or you're
Jesus.
grooming someone
At the salon.
at the salon. Cool. Not 100% sure.
At the salon. Just we need to rectify that. Rectify at the salon.
Rectum what?
Yeah, you rectum what? All right. Okay. So those of you that have just tuned in, so we're going back to the
If
question.
you just tuned in now, you
Yeah,
just missed the
yeah.
best podcast.
But I asked Clint a question about you starting fresh, new home build, what to do. You're going to have to watch that, but you've done that now. You've done everything that you've said. What's the basic equipment that then you should buy
for a home,
for a home? Yep. So
Rotary
for your lawn.
scissors.
Yep. For rotary scissors, that's basic.
that's all you need.
That's all you need. All right.
Yep.
Done.
That's it.
Rotary
That's the answer to the
scissors.
question.
Still baffles me that no one's responded to me about wanting
Giving me rotary
Yeah, I
scissors.
just-
We should start our own brand.
Yeah. You just go to Alibaba. They'll have them.
Yeah, with something like sit on this and rotate it.
Yeah, that would do it.
It's a bit long, but that could be the name.
Yeah, we could work something out.
Sit and spin.
Sit and spin. Yeah,
Don't sit on the rotary scissors. It's not a good idea. Obviously,
because you don't need a cylinder mower. You do not need a cylinder.
No, you do what Jonesy does and go steal like a concrete pipe from the local school and tie it to the back of your lawnmower and drag it around. And
you
fill
know
it
what, Dylan? That's exactly what I did.
Fill it with rocks.
It's exactly what I did.
Now, Jonesy, you see those guys that do the log rolling? He's just like, he just gets a really big log and just rolls down one end and then rolls it down the other end and rolls it down. Obviously, you need something to cut the grass with. Coring, don't buy those stupid shoes.
Oh, fuck, please don't buy those shoes.
Yeah. The best thing you could do if you bought those shoes is turn them up the other way and fall on them.
Sorry, I know we've only got eight or so minutes now, but I had someone.
That's all right, we can go over. Dylan's got. Salon's not till 4:10.
Say, like, I was like, oh, that area in your lawn looks very dry. I suggest a core, and they said, oh, I had it. I caught it.
I just realised Mudge was going to an event when I was giving him shit about leaving at 3:30.
That's right. Yeah,
he's going to work.
And they said, oh, I caught my lawn not long ago, and I was like, "Oh, what core did you use?" And they said shoes. And I said, "Please don't use the fucking shoes." But you don't know what you don't know as well.
That's 100%. That's why we make this podcast.
I'm also a big believer of that.
So you need to mow the lawn. So I guess you probably want to buy a mower that's suitable for the size of your lawn. I bought a battery operated. Where is that mower? Is that here?
Yeah, it's
we should give it away.
It's on top of the gas.
What is it? Milwaukee? No, not. It's a blue Makita. So I bought a Makita mower. That was all right. Obviously, the smaller the mower, the smaller the catcher, and then the smaller the catcher, the more often you're going to be replacing, like tipping it out. But if you're mowing regularly, you could get away with something like that. So a mower, something to edge with. So I don't like edges because I don't know how to use them properly, and I don't think it suits me. I don't whippersnip well at all. Like I rip paint off shit at Rob's house.
At Rob's house.
So yeah, rotary scissors. That's all you need.
Yeah,
you don't even need a lawnmower.
Well, if your lawn's not that big.
Yeah. And then probably a quality spray unit. It doesn't have to be a solo one. It doesn't have to be battery operated. It just needs to be something that's going to be reliably sealed and that's the appropriate size for your lawn. So a 10-litre backpack sprayer for me does my 160 to 200 square meters well. So you could almost argue that a litre per 20 square meters, depending. Every sprayer is different, but you know, if 100 square meter lawn's probably fine for a 5-litre. Give or take.
Do your own
research.
We've spoken about that before, obviously, plenty of times. But
that's it. I think. Can you think of anything else?
The other thing I was thinking about would be a fertilizer spreader of some capacity.
One that doesn't jam up.
Of some capacity. Now, obviously, there's spreaders that are thousands of dollars. There's spreaders that are
Surprised I don't have one of them.
There's walk behinds that cost thousands of dollars. That
I'm going to buy a new Black Magic, don't I?
Yeah.
I can't spend all my money on fertilizer spreaders.
And there's also ones.
Yeah,
that you can buy for $14. You know,
yeah, the green ones.
Yeah,
I wanted to get one of them in orange, but they needed me to buy like 20,000.
Yeah, a shipping container. Yeah. All right. That was one of my jobs when I first started.
Find me orange hand spreaders.
Yeah.
Next,
something you wish you knew about lawn when you got into lawn.
The first thing that came to mind was the long-term impacts of an oversow with rye.
Yep.
I think that it gets exciting when you join the lawn world and everyone's punching out oversows.
Yeah.
Especially when you've got someone on staff that's like, fucking let's do it. Like, because Max was like, let's do it. It'll be cool.
Yeah.
Like, and it's good content. I probably didn't need to do that. Beyond that I guess hybrid cooches aren't necessarily any better than Santa Ana. I know you're not meant to say that, but
it's the original goat.
Yeah.
It is the original goat. And I believe it'll be here and it'll outlast some of these other hybrid cooches that are coming into Australia.
They're already bringing in new ones. You've got to remember that there's a commercial reasoning behind new brands because they can make money. So, which I got no issues with. And if they're making improvements to certain things around it, which they may be, then cool. I think that's probably it. I mean, I'm not that deep into the lawn world, right? Like
I know, and I know that might be weird to some people. You know, obviously
considering I own a multi-million-dollar lawn business.
All the ads, but you know, that's why I asked you because, you're not so deep into it as other people. And I would say 95% of our customers are, you know, average.
I would be our customer. That's why it works, because I get up there and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. This kind of worked. Probably the importance of the right soil prep. And I'm not just saying like how deep and whatever, but even just the right soil and the right mix of sands and organics and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've been selling irrigation for more than 20 years, which makes me feel sick saying that out loud. But, you know, I knew about irrigation. I probably didn't know much more than that. Like I knew I could just, like I had a kikuyu lawn at my last house when we first started Lawnhub. Yeah. And so you kind of couldn't kill it.
Yep.
You just put out, I remember that December I put out, you know, in 20 days I turned it from 0 to hero. What are you looking at?
Just all these cars.
Oh, the torch.
All these cars coming.
That's the torch. Picking up Emma. Yeah.
Two more. Common mistake you see?
Using cheap hairdressers.
Yep. and last one.
Common mistake I see with what?
Like in the lawn space.
Over application of products. Either the regularity or the actual volume.
Yeah.
I say this a lot to my friends. Fertilizer is not like cocaine, right? Just because one is good doesn't make two better.
Yep.
And so just stick to the one.
Yep.
It was just an example. I don't know what I'm talking about, so just calm down.
Not financial advice.
No, you know what I mean. So you can't, if you put twice as much fertilizer down, you could kill it.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
As you got with your moon.
Well, that was more than twice as much fertilizer. I think I might have put maybe 20 times more fertilizer than and I didn't even think about it. I just left it there. I didn't try to vacuum it up or anything. I just went, oh, well, she'll be right. Turns out she won't be right.
And to sign it out, we've had lots of tips from Clint, but hot tip from Clint about lawn.
A hot tip about lawn. Radio silence.
Got him silent.
The things that I'm thinking about are like how much longer and how much different will lawn be of interest, right? That's my thing. Like I'm trying to think of what's my hot take on will lawns go away? Or, you know, will they make a more of a comeback and start replacing artificial? I think that makes sense. Be interesting to see what will happen over the coming 24 months as my forecasted economy shrinkage, whether or not people will actually start spending more time at home and therefore lawn care will actually increase more because it's something that people can control quite inexpensively rather than going out and doing other things. I don't know. I'm assuming another hot tip that I don't think this is the answering what you were actually expecting me to say, but I expect that Syngenta will bring out a new product to do something that they've probably had waiting for a Celebrins thing to run out or Barricades thing to run out. And then they're like, well, this is the new one.
Yeah.
I expect that'll happen. That seems like a natural course of action.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Yeah. I mean, my hot tip would be at the end of the day, it's just lawn.
Yeah. Don't take it too seriously.
And don't take it too seriously. Things happen. We get disease, we get pests, we get, you know, burn, we get whatever, you know, and we don't have to put it on display for hundreds of thousands of Australians like our, you know.
Well, there's definitely not hundreds of thousands. Oh, maybe. But
I'm talking about like the AFL grounds and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Look, they still have the same issues.
Yeah,
and I
absolutely
think,
they do.
I guess ultimately, if you get them alone and talk to them, they have the same theory. Like it's just lawn. Like there's so many things going on in the world that are worse. In saying that, there is an expectation that they have it at a standard. But, you know, you look at like talk to Rowan in the preparation for Liv or Hoffy in the preparation for anything. They just do the best they can. And then on the day, that's it. You can't do anything.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So, yeah. Which is kind of like, I think, how most people navigate life. And I think if you can't accept that, that's when anxiety creeps in. And so if you can just go, look, this is, you know, unless you're a brain surgeon or a heart surgeon, then you should be anxious. You know, we're not dealing with life and death here. It's just this.
Just a lawn.
So if you do your best, I think that's all people can ask for. Unless you like Dylan, you're like, well, I did my best.
Mm.
No, well, you obviously didn't do well enough.
I was actually like, that was nice.
Yeah.
That actually was like,
He's like, I got out of this one. I got away.
Clip
Come
that.
back to me.
Clip that shit. Remember fucking old mate Jonesy over here,
Yeah, I
podcast
got
episode
excited
number
the
1.
first
Oh,
podcast.
clip it. That's a clip, Dylan.
Yeah, I
That's a
gotta be-
clip, Dylan.
I've evolved since then. I've become yeah.
Yeah, he's like, fucking say that one.
And the podcast you're appearing on coming up, Clint, is
Is it called the Australian Lawn and Gardening Podcast?
it is with Luke.
Oh, thanks for calling me back, mate. Yeah, so he was in Adelaide doing a live podcast at Adelaide Oval, and he asked if I could do a podcast. It worked out that the most convenient time was Sunday afternoon, so he met me at Kent Town, did a podcast in my old studio, which is kind of cool. Like the background,
OG,
yeah. So the background of his podcast will be the full landscapes original backdrop. And I think we probably could have talked for another 2 hours. I had to get back somewhere. Connor's had to take Jack to basketball or something, so kind of got cut short. But I expect we'll probably do another one. And I expect that he'll probably be on one of our podcasts. He's in WA, so I just don't know how that will work. But yeah, it was good. I love doing podcasts, man. Like you think about, like I think we said this last time. This is what we get paid to do.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's ridiculous. But I was even thinking, like we're looking at opening a studio so that we've got a permanent setup for podcasting. Usually these ideas enter my head, and you've been around long enough, and then they kind of evolve over about 3 to 6 months, and then it just happens. I know deep down that it matters and we need to do it. I'm just trying to justify the $100,000 a year that it's probably going to cost to have a studio, and where to put it. Because even this morning I was like, I should put it close to where it's convenient for me, right? It's my fucking studio, my podcasting studio. So like get something in the northeast, because then it's, just go there, do something, go home, or whatever. Pain in the ass for Dylan. Not so bad for you. But you might move into the big smoke as you climb the corporate ladder. Get out of Gola. Someone will probably steal your house anyway.
Maybe.
Or burn it down.
Maybe.
That
Hope
would happen
not.
out in Gola. Arson, theft.
There was a fire
Incest.
in Williamstown a few months ago. House burnt down Williamstown. Nice property out there though.
My dad lived at Williamstown for a little while, and it was really nice. Like, it was different, right? So, like, I lived with mum and then go to dad's on once a fortnight. And so you'd go out and there'd be like an acre or two and kind of just fuck around outside and not get bitten by snakes, thankfully. But it's a really nice part of the world. Irvo's mate Clint lives out that way and works in the city, and just does
it's not
the
that
drive.
much further from
With that new expressway, it's nuts. Like if you worked at Port Adelaide and lived at Williamstown, or like Jeffreys, like kind of along that Wingfield stretch, like it's probably quicker than
it
a lot of
probably
other
is
things. Like probably quicker than
from that
you
side
to
of the
here.
city. Yeah.
So Celeste and I we had a contract on a vineyard at Cromer, which is next to Birdwood. I don't know if I've ever told you about that.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Did I tell you about that? We signed a contract to buy a vineyard in 2014, I think. God, fuck, it can't have been that long ago. Must have been after that, because Jack's 13. Might have been. But yeah, so it was a 60-acre property with 30 acres of vines. And the plan was to buy this property and turn it into a craft brew wedding venue, and then live there and then host weddings there. And I was going to get 2 Clydesdales and call them Clyde and Dale. and then like I had all these plans. I was going to have a horse-drawn cart bring in the Clydesdales. Sorry, the Clydesdales bring in the horse-drawn. You put the cart before the horse. Get Clyde and Dale to, like, for an extra $1,000, you can have the Clydesdales bring you down the driveway, and you could just get photos in the vines and all that. But it was $810,000, and I had no deposit. Like I shouldn't have been doing it. The business was only making $100,000 a year, $150,000 a year. And I remember going and I had this contract going. Banks, my broker couldn't get finance. I ended up brokering it myself. I'm like going to ANZ, going to NAB, playing them off against each other. And I ended up getting approval for 97% LVR, I reckon. Actually, I probably can't even say that. I didn't get approval. So I ended up calling off after, I think, 8 months of like trying to get finance. But they couldn't sell this place. it had, because it was a vineyard basically. So they ended up ripping all the vines out. 30 acres of like wine that these grapes got sold to Bird in Hand to make wine.
Yeah.
Ripped all that out and ended up selling the property as just an empty block for probably the same amount of money because no one wants that many. But
No.
I went and met with Dion and his boss at the time, who's still his boss, I think. And he said, if you go through with this, you're a fucking idiot. He's like, if anything changes in your life at all, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like you are so close to the line of making this work. And I'm like, oh, okay. Couldn't get finance. So yeah, that happened. Anyway, we should probably go. Dylan's hair's looking fluffy. Go get it sorted. Shampoo. I shampoo my hair every day.
I wish I could shampoo my hair.
Every day. Yeah, it doesn't happen. Maybe I use cheap shampoo. I don't know. I don't think anyone
maybe
really
that's
needs to do.
what my problem is. I use cheap shampoo
And it just washes your hair out. Maybe you use really good shampoo.
Yeah, maybe.
Washed it down to the scalp.
Yeah.
No, my Gordon Adams from LinkedIn has nice thick hair. So I think Clint Adams from LinkedIn's probably going to have nice thick hair for a while. You see my kids, like Jack's got like wool. So anyway, thanks for tuning in to those of you that survived through the hiccups at the start. If you've got any questions, we're obviously always available.
Yeah.
You can hit us up on the website via text or on our social channels. When are you going away?
August 5th.
All right. So
We've still got plenty of time.
I need to sort out some guests for August. Probably bring in some professionals.
Yeah, some actual professionals.
Yeah, ones with a turf certificate.
Yeah.
Yeah, you loser. All right. Keep it green, and we will see you next Friday, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll work it out.
We worked this one out.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go.